Hey, Sridhar, good evening. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, Rudra. Hi.
Great. Hello. All right. So, are we good to start?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Sridhar, for having me. And it's always a pleasure to be on DC Live, people. Hey, good evening, wherever you are. It's a wonderful Monday evening at 5:30, and I'm your host, Rudra, on DC Live, where we truly believe we care, we share, and we are on air. And as I said, it's 5:30. The clock strikes 5:30 on a Monday. I'm on a fresh episode of Grammatist, where you learn about simple English and we just understand what uh, what is the best way to speak. Okay. Now, let's. Uh, I've spoken quite a few words in different segments, right? So one of them was travel words. We also spoke about the weather words. We also spoke about, we also had collocations last week. That's what we did last week. So with that, on the same lines, I wanted to talk about dining. Right? So dining words is what I want to talk. Okay. why why do we say dining? Dining does not mean it's only a meal which is had at a dinner. Then dining is a word for someone to have, eat food. So I'm going to talk about the dining words. That's what I'm going to talk today about. So what are those words? And why do we have to learn about it? Okay. Firstly, knowing the right words can turn a simple meal into a great memorable event, into a business conversation, and using appropriate etiquettes, right? So etiquette or manners is what we call this about. That's why I've gotten into talking about dining words. Okay. Now the categories that I'm going to discuss is about three or four categories. That's what I talk about. Each one listing in the areas of what are we going to talk about, and then I'm going to talk about a little bit on what's the right way of doing things, and that's what we're going to do today. And maybe about three or four categories is what we're going to talk about. Firstly, uh, how do you greet someone, right? So the first thing you see someone, it's very Indian culture to do this. Right? What are the first two things that someone you ask someone? Anybody, people from anybody who's joined from outside, this can tell. What are the first two questions that you ask someone when you meet?
Like,
Couple,
how are you?
very good. How are you? Second one,
Uh, like, what else? Maybe something like
okay.
that.
So இது தமிழ்ல சொல்லி பார்க்கணும். நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா? முதல் கேள்வி.
Uh, yes. அப்புறம் வேற
ரெண்டாவது
என்ன
கேள்வி,
விஷயங்கள்?
சாப்பிட்டீங்களா?
சாப்பிட்டீங்களா? Yes.
ಸಾಫ್ಟಿಂಗ್ನ ರೈಟ್ ಓಕೆ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಎರಡನೇದು ಊಟ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ತಿಂಡಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಕಾಫಿ ಕುಡಿತೀರಾ, ರೈಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗೋ ವಿದೌಟ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಕಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಫಿ, ರೈಟ್. ವೇರ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಮೀಟ್, வாங்க ஒரு காஃபி குடிக்கலாம், ரைட். இல்லைக்கா, தட்ஸ் வாட் வி டு. Correct. Now, so I'm going
Yes,
to,
yes.
that's fine, absolutely. So I'm going to talk about all of these words. But let's talk about the meal as such, right? So when you the meal or the food itself, you take someone to a restaurant, and then what's on the menu? What's a menu now? ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಊಟದ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ತಿಂಡಿದ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ತಮಿಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನು, உணவு பட்டியல், சொல்லிக்கலாம், உணவு பட்டியல், right? So an example of this sentence is the menu has so many non-vegetarian options, right? Non-vegetarian options is one of them. The menu has uh, so many dessert options. So that's what you talk about. The menu is lengthy. The menu is very short. That's what it is. Now, the next one that you talk about is during the menu or the meeting, you ask them, what have you ordered? Okay? What's your order? Yeah. So, yeah, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪದ ಬೇರೆ ಪದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆದೇಶ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ತಮಿಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಡರ್ only. So, what else do you say? Um, that's what. So let's order some starters first. Is what you say. Let's order some starters first. Appetizers, right? Starters and appetizers. Okay. Now, when you use appetizer, what's the meaning of appetizers? ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ appetizer ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆರಂಭಿಕವಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ತಿನ್ನೋದಂತ ತೊಡಕത്തിൽ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಸಾಪಿಡುವುದು ಇದೆಯಾ. ಸೊ appetizers literal meaning is ಹಸುವನ್ನು ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡುವ ತಿಂಡಿಗಳು, ತಿಂಡಿ ತಿನಿಸುಗಳು, ತಿಂಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. தின்பண்டங்கள், சிற்றுண்டி எப்படி தமிழ் சொல்லிக்கலாம். பசி, ஒரு மெல்லிய பசியில் சாப்பிடுவது ஸ்டார்டர்ஸ், பசியை உண்டாக்கும். We will fare the calamari as an appetizer. Okay, calamari is it is a fish item, right? So it's a seafood. We'll share the calamari as an appetizer. Now, you really kind of don't have a word. The next word that I'm going to talk about doesn't really have a Tamil or a Kannada word, main course, right? So you probably cannot translate using Google and say Mukhya Uta or Pradhana Uta. So main course is Sapadani, right? So Uta in, that's the main course, right? Fish is the most popular main course. Okay, all examples I've given are non-veg till now. Right? So, okay, let's say what's the main course? Dal and roti are dal and roti is the most popular main course here. You can say that as well. The bread and butter is the main course, right? And this one is one of the most favorite of people. And இது தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா இது வந்து ஒரு ஒரிஜினல் பீஸ். இதுக்கு தமிழாக்கமும் கன்னடದಲ್ಲೂ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಪದಾನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Can you guess what that word is? Anybody? Okay, what that phrase is? Let me say what that word is. And just feel like jumping out of a chair laughing, right? So put that in the in-call messages, right? So side dish. So there's no other word for this. Yeah. So sitfundi is a word for this. This sandwich comes with a side dish of fries, right? So side dish of fries. It's a dish. Okay. So if it's a dish, right? So it's a dish. What is the accompaniment, right? So my Zomato friends may know what's an accompaniment along with it. Accompaniment is something that comes along with it. Okay. That's a side. Okay. So dessert. Right, so the word desert, what does desert mean? Inipal, right? Chocolate lava cake is my favorite dessert. Okay? The chocolate lava cake is my favorite dessert. Now, beverage. Okay, beverage. In Tamil it's a panam, another panya. Okay, panam is cool drinks is kuliv panam. So that's what it is. Now, beverage is what beverage would you like with your meal? What beverage would you like with your meal? Give me the bill. Give me the check. Could you please get the bill when you have a moment? So, bill. So, I don't think so there's any Tamil word or Kannada word for bill. Bills. Right? So, I think there's one for receipt, which is rasidi in Kannada. And receipt in Tamil maybe. Then there's no word for bill, like so it could be cheating, right? So cheating and the hair or it could be something like panacheat or something like that. So that's such a process in Tamil as well. All right, so that's what these are the few words. Reservation is another word that I want to talk about. ಮುಂಗಡ ಕಾಯ್ದಿರಿಸುವಿಕೆ, ಮುಂಗಡ ಕಾಯ್ದಿರಿಸುವಿಕೆ or ಮುನ್ಪದಿವು in Tamil. Okay. I need to reserve the table. Do we need a reservation for tonight? Okay. So that's what we're talking about. All right. So these are the few words that we spoke about. The service was great. So let's leave a good tip. That's a common word. That's kind of vividly used during dining. Okay. I'm going to talk about another category, which is about the people and place. Okay. The waiter, the waitress, the bearer, right? Sometimes it's changing. We don't use the word server anymore, but that's what we're talking about, right? The waiter, the waitress, the bearer, that's what we talk about. The waiter or the waitress was very friendly and helpful is the word that we use. The waiter and the waitress was very friendly and helpful is what we talk. Okay. Uh, anybody who can find a Kannada Tamil word with this chef, chef, right? The chef prepares very nice biryani. The chef prepares very nice biryani is a sentence. The chef prepares every dish with care. Okay? That's what it is. That's chef. So yeah, chef ಅಡಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಸಮಾಯಲ್ಕಾರ samay power. There's many words for that. Host and hostess. It's a host, hostess. Kannada. Kannadaದಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅತಿಥಿಯ. It's a ಅತಿಥಿಯ. ಬರವೇರ್ಪಾಡು. The hostess took us to our table. The host helped find the best food in the restaurant. Sorry about I just have to sneeze. So table. We were seated at a quiet table by the window. We were seated at a quiet table by the window. That's what is the next word. Next word. All right. Would you prefer a booth or a table? That's the next one. Would you prefer a booth or a table? Okay. These were a few words about restaurants and its categories, people and places. That's what we're spoken about. Now let's take a look at a set of words that's going to be for utensils and equipment. Right? So utensils and equipment. There's a word called cutlery. Right? So there's a word called cutlery. Please set the cutlery on the plate. Please set the cutlery on the plate. There's a sentence for that. Plate. Plate is tatte. The food was served on a large white plate, as an example. Glass. Glass is tumbler, is it? Yeah. So in Kannada it makes it tumbler. He filled his glass with water. Okay. That was a glass filled with water. Okay. Napkin. Right. So you can place the napkin on your lap, right? Or put the napkin on your neck, right? So condiments. What are condiments? Condiments are something like it helps you better the taste, right? So pass me the condiments, please. Pass me the condiments, please. So that's the word for condiments. Now let me look at a few more words under taste and cooking. Delicious. It's a ruchikaravada. Suvayanadu. The soup is absolutely delicious. What's this word called? Delicious means ruchikara suvayanadu. This soup is absolutely delicious. Bland. Okay. What's bland? Bland is plain. Ruchi illada. Suvayatra. The boiled vegetables were quite bland. Okay. That was a bland diet. BLAND is bland. Spicy. Okay. Karaman. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಖಾರಾತೀತವಾಗಿರುವುದು, ಖಾರಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರುವುದು, ಖಾರವಾಗಿರುವುದು ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡ. Be careful. This curry is very spicy in a sentence. Spicy. So you're having the food and you realize there's a dish which is extremely spicy. ತುಂಬಾ ಖಾರವಾಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ, ತುಂಬಾ ಖಾರ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ವಿಷಯ. This dish is extremely spicy is what you would say. Same way when you want to say this dish is salty, ಉಪ್ಪು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಉಪ್ಪು ಅಧಿಕ It is already salty. This is extremely salty. Okay. Or sweet. See, I prefer my drinks to be less sweet. Okay. I really don't eat sweet. Another word. Cooked. What does cooked mean, people? Cooked. Anybody? Okay. Cooked is stomach,
Maybe like
but
food is
or basic.
overcooked.
No, cooked means something that is just cooked, which is this food is cooked well. This meat is perfectly cooked well. So meat it is done well is what we mean in actual language. Overcooked, you're right. Okay. Mm. All right. So the meat was perfectly cooked. Okay. Then that is what it is. Right. Okay. And then see another one that I talk about is now well done. I just use this word. How would you like your steak cooked? Rare, medium, or well done? Well done means it's something that is going to be fried well or cooked well. That's what we mean. Okay. Grilled. What does grill mean? Grill means it's on the direct fire. So grill means it's cooked on direct fire. So I've grilled the chicken. I've grilled the chicken or grilled chicken. Right. So I've grilled the meat well. So grilled literally means it is on direct fire. Okay, cooked via direct fire. Fried. Okay, that's a fried. I love fried fries. Right. So fried. Bharat, yeah. Mm. So baked is for dinner we had baked potatoes. Baked potatoes. Okay. Baked means specifically something like ಬೇಯಿಸಿರೋದು ಸುಡಪಟ್ಟಿರೋದು oven ಅಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು oven right? So it's not direct flame. But then it's in a compartment. It's called baked. So these are the words that you can literally look at uh, a few dining words. So apart from this, few etiquette words are especially when you sit for a corporate dinner, especially when you sit for sit for certain meetings, when you are dining with people. There's a way to start, and then people would say, "Let's toast," right? So toast means greet. Okay, let's toast means just raise, just celebrate that moment is called let's toast. Okay. You also can look at things like let's Dutch. All right. So Dutch is the way where people. I mean, I'm using this perfect word where it is put together. Toast Dutch. Dutch is where share. Okay. Let's do Dutch for dinner tonight. Let's Dutch for the lunch. Okay. So that's what it is. And then there's another word, brunch. Right. So you must have known this word in corporate, brunch. The brunch means something in between breakfast and lunch, and then you have that as your first meal of the day, but then it's time for lunch. You're having breakfast directly during your time of lunch. It's called brunch, or you plan for your brunch. So that is what it is. Right. So it is very important that how we plan our etiquettes for dining. That's very, very important in terms of a corporate culture itself as such. So it is very, very important. Now, I also just wanted to just give you quickly certain things about certain rules that we also follow at a restaurant when you're serving. Do not put your cell phone, keys, or purse on the table. We do that always. I do it myself. We don't find a place, and that's a place to eat, and then you go out with your friends. You keep your phone, your purse, keys, everything. So it's very disturbing for others. Okay, and so if you're sitting along with people, you assume you're the host, right? So if you're the host, do let your guest order first. Okay, and yes, dress appropriately for the dinner. If it's a very formal dinner, we dress formally. Sometimes black night, the black suit dinners happen. So be careful about dressing up. Sometimes it's a very casual dinner, so dress appropriately. The other one is when you want to call the waiter or the bearer, do not do unnecessary sounds like whistling or whatever. Just raise your hand at your shoulder level as if you put your arms up and say, so that it is visible flat, not one finger or not your any of your fingers pointed, your entire palm, like how you say, like how you say hi to someone, or how you probably say stop when you're stopping your vehicle. That's the way you raise your hand and say that, hey, you know what? So if you raise your hand, you don't have to literally shout, and someone is going to quickly walk up to your table, and then that's the best way to do that. I've seen most of it sometimes whistle. Most of it just make that sound with the tongue. So that's not the right way to do it. And don't really yell at the hotel staff or someone. Okay. And don't reach across the table to just take the food. Just have someone pass me the soup, pass me the plate, pass. Okay, and then this is what it is. And if you are on a business dinner, don't start a business conversation before the conclusion of the entry. Entry is the main course. Antree. It's called entry. So when people come in, before the conclusion of the main course, what we call is the food. Probably you can even start after that during the desert or whatever. Don't start the business conversation during that. It may put people into a very uncomfortable situation. And don't place your utensils on the side of your plate when you're done with eating. So these are quite a few things you can look up for these videos. Know the cutleries and how do you use your formal table settings. What's a ferry glass, what's a wine glass, what's a goblet, what's a seafood fork, what's a soup spoon, dinner knife, dinner fork, salad fork, dessert fork, spoon, butter plate, and everything, butter knife. So know all of these. That's your that's how you set it, and then you probably start using the appropriate ones for each one of them. Maybe starts just how to so that's kind of a formal setting. Always follow your table manners and the way you dine. All right, people. So that's all I had for today. I know it sounded like a etiquette class, but then I just wanted to start from the words and then to what we need to follow. I hope all of you enjoyed listening to it, and then really follow a few of the tips that I just spoke about. Anybody has any questions, comments, Rileka, you have something to add before we close for the day?
So the thing is, like, not only the word, it is something like where we learned about the table manners, right? So being with family and having dining is different, and with the professional people having it's totally different. So this is somewhat where, how and what to behave, something. That's what I understand the way you put the session.
That's right. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay.
Yes.
All right, people. So I hope all of you enjoyed, listening to the show. Tune in every Monday for this show called Grammatist. And, we're doing the best to get this different dimensions for you. And that's why I didn't stop right at the words for you. I just extended it so people have, many more of these shows. This was just a list of the essential dining words, from making a reservation to paying the bill and leaving a tip. Now you know what I also spoke about how do you dine in a situation, what helps you feel more confident, controlled, and feel better feeling in place. So next time you step in for a business dinner, a casual dinner, or a lunch, or your team lunch, or a breakfast, catch up with your friends, you know what to do in a restaurant the moment you step in. That's all the time we have for Grammatist today. Join me next Monday at 5:30 p.m. For learning English. Until then, take care, stay confident. Remember on DC Live, we care, we share, and we are on air. Thank you. Have a great week ahead. Bye bye.
Thank you, Rudra. Thanks a lot.